Hi, Anna Carson here. How are we all? I had actually done this video late last night on my phone, but realized that it actually hadn't uploaded. So I am doing it again and hopefully it'll work this time. But I really wanted to share a little bit about what I experienced yesterday. I'd gone to my biodynamic osteo, but just really in context of what, everything that is going on. I'd posted a few days ago that to be honest, like this whole week, I've kind of been in and out of these wobbles, kind of going into the fear of things, wondering how we're going to get out, various different things kind of coming up. And, I kind of worked my way through it, then in again. And yesterday, especially because, they'd announced, there was a change in the mask rules, but more, they'd obviously approved the shot for 12 to 15-year-olds over here in Australia. And so that really shook me because, there's obviously no data. There's no safety data whatsoever for children. It's been on the insert of all of the vaccines that they should never be used for kids, and yet here they are happily giving them to them. And that really, it really kind of shook me. And I was sitting in quite a lot of fear. There was my own, obviously, and then the collective as well. But luckily, fortunately, always perfect timing, divine timing, as always. I had a biodynamic osteo appointment. So that was yesterday afternoon. And as I said, I'd been sitting all week, the last 2-3 weeks, really, in this kind of space of really kind of one foot in each world, that there was information coming through that didn't quite correspond to what was happening here. And, I just felt like everything was quite split and I wasn't fully, nothing was quite integrated. And so when I went to the osteo, he's not your normal osteo. He's amazing, and he can go anywhere I need him to go, like literally galactically, past lives, anything. And so in the last session, which was about 3 weeks ago, which corresponded with this kind of shift that I've been going through, it really felt like he'd almost upgraded my operating system. That was the information that was coming through as he was working with me was, okay, well, right, we're upgrading your operating system. And so what it felt like, there was actually a bit of a glitch in that operating system. And so I wasn't kind of fully in the new system, and there was a part of me that was being held in the old system. And so he said, what do we want to do today, Anna? I was just like, okay, there seems to be a bit of a glitch in my operating system. And luckily, he just kind of takes it in his stride and he goes, okay, all right, let's see what's there. So I lay down on the table and he could see that there was, outside of my auric field, there was something sitting there, and could feel that we needed to really expand my auric field to incorporate it and bring it into my field. But I could feel that there was a little bit of an anchor that was holding me and stopping me from being able to expand that far. And as we were feeling into it, this anchor was fear, but it was interesting. There was various different things that were coming up, and there's quite a lot of emotion, so I was having a bit of a release. But this fear of stopping fighting, this was the biggest thing, was it's time to stop fighting. And I guess that's what it's, for me, has felt like, over these last few years, as well, at least a decade, I guess, of really having to fight my way to get here. It really has felt, going through everything that I've been working through, there has been an element of a fight for me, and it felt, like the information or the guidance that I was getting, it was just like, no, it's time to surrender, and it's time to just be, and to be able to hold the light and be able to be the light, and for that to be enough. And that I don't need to fight anymore. And my fear was that if I do that, then that's me giving up. And that was a really interesting one. And what they showed me as I was kind of grappling with that in my head was they reminded me of labor. And they said, remember what it's like to be in labor. Now, I had, it's interesting because this all happened yesterday, and it's my son's birthday today. He's 8, and he, with his birth, I had a beautiful, beautiful home birth, water birth. It was very fast, but it was just amazing. It was one of the most incredible experiences of my life. But I had fought so hard to get there. I'd had a really traumatic birth with my daughter 2.5 years earlier. And when I fell pregnant, we just moved over here. I had an obstetrician tell me I was going to die in childbirth. I had a GP refusing to see me. I had to find my own private midwife. I had to navigate a system that I had no idea of. I had to find a doula. I did loads of internal work, clearing the trauma and really being able to go into that trust of myself, of my body, of the support I had. And I really had to, and I did all the hypnobirthing. And, I worked really, really hard to get to the point where I was ready to do this home birth. And what they were reminding me of was the minute those contractions started, there was nothing but the present moment. It was just like, you have to surrender to exactly what is going to happen. You have no idea how long this is going to go on for. You have no idea what's going to happen, but you need to trust. You need to know that you have everything inside of you, everything that you need. You have the support in place. You have everything is as you need it. And now it's surrendering to the present moment and just following your body, following the baby, following it, and doing exactly what you need to do only in that present moment. And that was what they were really saying is where we're at now. We have done all the preparation, all of these years that we have worked, we have done all of the preparation, and this is us now going into labor. This is the contraction starting. This is it. And so, to really, it is about surrendering. The message I was getting as I was in my osteo appointment was really, surrender to God, give myself over to God and allow myself to be that channel, that conduit of the light, to really shine that light. And that was obviously reflected in the message that my mentor had sent me as well. Shine your light, be the light. And I don't need to fight anymore. And this is for all of us. Whatever it is that we're here to do, we need to know that there's no preparation now. This is it. We're in it. And we have to be responding just to what's in the present moment. You're not going into the fear of what might happen, because we have no idea what's going to happen now, but respond to what's in the present moment. And I know that we have everything, not only everything within us, but also all of the support networks that has already also been set up. And I know I've been seeing this, I've really been seeing this with everybody that is part of this for me. I have in place already, and I'm sure that's the same for you too. If you look around, I do have everything I need. I do have everybody that I need. It's here. We've done this work. And so that was amazing to just have that, your kind of analogy of where we're at and what we're, what we're needing now to do, that we've gone into a completely different phase of this evolution, of this process, of this ascension process, of this transformation. We're going into a completely different process of it. The baby is there. And this is what they reminded me. The baby is already there. We're now birthing it. The new earth, or whatever you want to call it, the ascension, whatever. It is there. We now have to birth it. And it was interesting. So as I was seeing that and releasing that and understanding that, I could feel this hook and this tether releasing. And then I saw myself and had this beautiful image of me kind of lying on the bed, and then lifting up, so kind of, almost like you see this picture of, maybe when somebody's dying or something, like lifting up. and then the part that's lifting up just getting filled with light. And that's what I saw. Do you know, it's just like me, finally untethering from this 3D density and really going into the, I don't know whether it was 5D, whatever, into my light body, into the light, and being the light and being able to hold that and really expanding my capacity to hold it and to use it in a different way. And so, as always, whenever there is a birth, there is a death of something, like when we give birth to our first child, there is a death of the maiden as the mother is birthed, there is always a death of something as we're birthing. And so this was the kind of the death of the 3D density side of me, I guess, and then moving into this light body. So it was beautiful. It was, it was so amazing. And literally, as I walked out of my session, I felt completely different. All the fear had gone, like the heaviness that I was feeling had all shifted. And I was just like, oh, wow. Okay. And I really felt ready for this next part. And I find it fascinating because today, the 24th of July, we are now in the last day of the Galactic Year. And tomorrow is called the Day Out of Time. And then the 26th, which is Monday, is the Galactic New Year. And obviously we've got all of these marches going on and protests going on around the world. And there's a lot happening and it feels very significant. We've also got the full moon tonight. So it feels very, very significant. The timing of all of this. And just, this awareness that we are, that we're in labor. This is it. We are, point of no return. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. But we have everything we need. Everything is in place. And we know now we need to surrender, go into it and really trust this process. Trust ourselves, trust this process, trust that we have everything that we need. It is, as labor is, it gets messy. We go through some really difficult parts. We go through transition, all of these sorts of things. But, at the end of it, we know we're going to birth, and every contraction, every challenge, every obstacle takes us closer to that birth, takes us closer to meeting, whatever it is that we're birthing, the new earth, So I really wanted to share that. It felt really important to share that experience, and I would love to hear how that resonates with you. I'm loving getting some feedback and stuff from these videos. I'd love to hear how that resonates, and if you're feeling this shift happening, because it certainly feels really very significant, and I'm interested just to see what happens. Obviously there's a shift energetically, and then what happens physically. We're seeing a lot of cracks happening around the world. A lot of protesting, a lot of rising up, but also there's a lot of stuff going on underneath. I was seeing that some of the Maxwell files have been released, and McAfee stuff seems to be coming out as well. So we've got a lot of stuff going on. So it'll be really interesting. And obviously we're then now starting to go into the lead up to the Lionsgate as well. It's I think a lot's going to happen. Anyway, sending you all lots of love wherever you are. I feel like that we've had a bit of a split. I don't know if anybody else has felt this, and people are choosing their paths. And I've noticed that, there's people starting to fall away who I thought, oh no, they're coming, and then it's falling away. I think there has been a bit of a split going on where it's just like, those that are taking one path and those that are taking another. And again, no judgment, no, it's just interesting, just noticing, observing. Okay, wow, that's, there's something's happened there, and people are really choosing, really choosing the path that they're going to take, and the strength that they're calling on, and whether they're, I guess just as we do in labor, there's that choice that we make. And how much strength we can pull on in as things start to get tough. Anyway, sending you all lots of love, and I hope you're all doing okay. And I will touch base with you soon. All right, lots of love. Bye.